Willie D Live.
I'm about Mississippi, what most people don't realize, and majority of people act like they don't see. Now, I've been posting videos on this all week about how hard black people got it down here. And if you scroll through the comments, you will see a lot of people saying, well, why don't you just leave? Why don't you just get your stuff up and go? See, here's the thing. A lot of us was born and raised in Mississippi. And the sad truth is all we know is Mississippi. It's like that saying, it's easier said than done. But eventually, I'm pretty sure, at a set point of time, we will get our things up and go. See, for me, there's two types of people in this world. The ones that let it happen and the ones that do something about it. You must not hear the words coming out of my mouth. These people are known to trap you in Mississippi through the system, through jobs, through financial hardship, and some even family and kids. I wish I could just pack my stuff up and leave tomorrow. But if you catch a dolphin out the water and throw him on land, do you think that dolphin is gonna eat land food? But it's a lot tougher than you think. Now, if you know me, I don't make excuses. It's gonna get done. But please, stop trying to make excuses for Mississippi and realize it's just a corrupt system down here. We shouldn't have to pack our stuff up and leave. Welcome to Mississippi.
All right, fam, what's your thing? What's your thoughts? What do you think? Give me a thumbs up if you agree, thumbs down if you say, nah, man, you got a little bit more thinking to do about that. I'll give you a few moments to think about it. Okay, time's up. Okay, fam, look, he's on the ground. He's in Mississippi. You know, I've told y'all ad nauseam what I think about Mississippi, right? But he is on the ground in Mississippi. And, you know, he said, hey, look, man, you know, it ain't that easy. You want us to pick up and go? It ain't that easy. I'm going to play a couple of other videos of his, but first I want y'all to go over to his, if you want to give him a follow. I can't pronounce the name. I don't know how the name is pronounced. I don't even know if that's his real name or is that a moniker or what, but that's him on, that is him on, what am I trying to say? IG. That's him on IG. In fact, let's just go to his IG page. Okay. That's his IG right there. And here's where he says, he gives the people out there that may be involved in the Nolan Wells case who are trying to cover up, keep trying to cover it up. And we are going to expose it more. Keep trying to cover it up and we are going to expose it more. So I don't know if he has some personal insight or is he just speaking in general about the urgency that people have to find out what the truth is, and not just the urgency, but just the commitment that people have of finding out what the truth is, what actually happened to Nolan Wells. As you know, family, today, the official autopsy was reported completed. I personally believe it was completed a couple of weeks ago. But for sake of argument, they say it was completed today. They cannot show us publicly, they cannot tell us publicly what those results were. They said they got to present it to a grand jury and then we'll know sometime after that. But this guy, you know, he felt compelled to speak on this because a lot of people have been taking a dump on Mississippi, and rightfully so. He even admitted it, but he also said that it ain't all what you think. You know, Mississippi, people in Mississippi, there are some people in Mississippi who are progressive. There are people in Mississippi who have deep roots in Mississippi. And this is why it's not so easy to just get up and go. Here's another video.
We wear our hair, the fashion, they just hate to see us in the spotlight. Their biggest fear is a black man walking in the room and all the attention shifts to him. And it's not so much of, who is this guy? They want to know how. And then they try to find out what they could do to stop it. Nolan Wells, he was the spotlight. And I don't care what you say. You can get mad. You can stay in the comment section. But they took away his spotlight. They didn't want him to be great. They didn't like the aura that he carried. We're just naturally good at everything. And here's the sad thing. We're not trying to do that. We're just being ourselves. And how can y'all have so much hate for somebody that's just being themselves? One thing about it, you might hear a lot about a black person killing a black person. But what you don't understand, push come to shove, forbid something bad happen, I guarantee you the black community will stand up. Just like y'all thought the black community wouldn't stand up on this case with Nolan Wells. We ain't letting it go. Not gonna let it go. This will be history. Your kids' gonna hear about it. And their kids gonna hear about it. Because we deserve that recognition. We deserve for these cases to be solved and not undetermined. Whether he did drown, you still have to hold them accountable for leaving him. And that's what we trying to get y'all to understand. Welcome to Mississippi.
Okay. One more.
Y'all too agree. I'm here to be honest. Speak on topics. Here's what I believe after growing up here in Mississippi. Not only did I cover the topic about racism, but I also addressed the fact about the Nolan Wells case. I want to understand that all y'all might not agree, and it's not for all y'all to agree. I'm here to be honest. Speak on topics that y'all might be uncomfortable with. For me, all I want is answers. All I want is a good reason on why. We just all trying to get by, man. There is no reason. There is no reason. Y'all rather stay divided. You just hate to be in the same category as a black man, huh? What I really believe about being in Mississippi is that it will never change. It's gonna stay divided. No matter how hard you try to change that, it's gonna stay divided. But I got something to tell you though. I got two main points that I want to make here right now for the ones watching. James chapter 2 verse 9, showing partiality or favoritism is a sin. Remember, you don't have to answer to me. You got to answer to that man upstairs. Romans chapter 2 verse 11. God does not show partiality or treat one group better than another. As bad as it might seem, us black people love y'all because we have family members that are also the same color as y'all. Have you noticed that every black person support every race group just for them to turn their back on us? Tell me I'm lying, but stay tuned. Welcome to Mississippi.
I like everything he said except the part where he said, us black people love y'all. Now, I need to be clear on this. I love who love me. You love me, I love you. It does not matter what your color is. I don't care about your background, your religion, none of that. If you love me, I love you. But if you hate me, I hate you a billion, trillion times. I hate you till infinity. I don't give a damn about you. I care nothing about your approval. I care nothing about trying to be in close proximity to you. I am not impressed by your inherited wealth, your passed down generational finances. I don't care nothing about none of that. I'm not impressed when I see a lot of these owners of football teams and baseball teams and hockey and all of this stuff and these big companies. I'm not impressed because I know that they mostly got it. It was handed down. It was handed down. And that reason why black folks have not historically had things handed down is because when we did build, they destroyed it. So all of you out there who hate black people just because they hate you hate black people just because of their skin color, man, you can go straight to hell in a handbasket. I don't give a damn nothing about you. I don't care nothing about you. I don't care about you, your children, your grandpappy, your grandmammy, your none of y'all. And I'm not impressed by none of you. I mean, none of you. So I don't love you at all. I love who love me. You dig? Mississippi, people that live in Mississippi, I know some hard hitters who live in Mississippi. I mean, hard hitters. I mean, they ain't to be played with. Now, how do they survive in Mississippi? Well, you got to be on code. You got to know. You do not, under any circumstances, be the only black person around a group of white friends. It don't work like that. And the people in Mississippi will tell you, people who live in Mississippi, who have been in Mississippi for generations and who refuse to leave. Some of them got money to leave. They could leave if they wanted to. Some of them don't want to leave. And those who got the money, who don't want to leave, they really don't have problems because they know how to navigate the racist terrain, the uncivilized mud terrain. They know who to mess with, who not to mess with. They know not to be the only black around a bunch of white folks in Mississippi. They know how to mind their business. They know where to go and where not to go. They know who to rock with, who not to rock with. So this is how oftentimes people who are Mississippians, like career Mississippians, lifelong Mississippians, survive. But every now and then, that's the problem. It don't work no matter how well you insulate yourself and protect yourself. It just don't work because they still run it. So when you need that driver's license renewed, you got to go and deal with them. You need to go to the hospital, you got to go deal with them. You got to go to the DMS, you got to go to them. You need to go to the Social Security office, you got to deal with them. You're driving down the street, whoop, you got to deal with them. And that also goes for people who are passing through Mississippi. It ain't enough that black people have a mass exodus of Mississippi. If no black people lived in Mississippi alone, these uncivilized mutts would simply pull over people who are passing through Mississippi. And they'll still have a sizable population of black people in Mississippi, but they'll all be in prison or jail because they will profile, which is something they already do anyway. So when you driving through, you hit that, what freeway is that? I-10 East coming from Houston. If you're going I-10 East and you got to go through Mississippi, you still got to be careful. Hell, you got to be careful going through Louisiana. All these old uncivilized mud ass, especially small towns. These little small towns, that's how they pay the bills, with quotas. Policing for profit. That's how they pay all of their bills now, most of their bills now. Counties like Harris County, where I live in, I'm in the Houston area, they do the same thing. They police for profit. They do the same thing, but they don't rely on that exclusively. Or almost exclusively. Those smaller towns, that's all they do is just hit the ticket, hitting the quotas all day long, all day, and they serious about it. That's why no matter if you commit a traffic infraction, you never have to go to jail. You never have to have it on your record. Just pay the fine. You never have to show up in court. You don't even have to go to court. Just pay the fine, and they'll make sure it don't go on your record. So it's not about public safety. It's about the public shakedown. It's about money. It's always been about money. And race. Can't forget race. Mississippi cannot get that untainted blood out of its system. And I agree with Buddy. It ain't never going to change. It's never going to change. America is never going to change in regards to race. The only way it could change is that you have to hit the reset button. And that means all of us are going to have to suffer. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.